Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
As the 2019 elections draw close, we decided to do some analysis to answer a very simple question, which is how many people on average does an Indian MP represent? What we found is that on average, an Indian parliamentarian represents more than 15 lakh voters or close to about 25 lakh people. To give you some context, this is more than the population of over 50 countries across the world. It's a large number. Comparing this to democracies that are similar to ours, whether it's Canada, UK, or the US, we still find that an Indian MP is representing far greater number of people than the MPs of these countries. So for Canada, for instance, that number stands at about a little less than a lakh. For the UK, it's less than 80,000. For the US, which is considerably bigger, the number still stands at about 5 to 6 lakhs, which is about a third of the number of people an Indian MP represents. Now, tracking this number since independence, what we find is that the size of the electorate for an average MP in India has increased considerably over the last few decades. In fact, an Indian MP today represents almost 4 times the number of people she did back in 1952 when we had our first election. So what is the impact of the sheer size of the electorate that an Indian MP is supposed to represent? Here we feel that there are 2 main issues to consider. The first is that during campaign periods, it's very difficult anyway for anybody to reach out to as many as 25 lakh people or 15 lakh voters. For candidates to do that in a short period of 2 to 3 weeks, which is the official campaign period in India, is probably impossible. It'll be very, very difficult for candidates to reach out to the voters and inform them about themselves, their policies, what they stand for, their parties, among other things. And this in turn impairs the ability of the voters to make informed decisions about who they're voting for. The second aspect to this is that once elected, it's impossible for a candidate to represent the interests accurately of about 25 lakh people. And what you have is then a situation where, on one hand, the voters are not being able to make informed decisions about who they should vote for. And on the other hand, the candidates once elected are not being able to adequately represent the interests of so many voters in their constituencies. This is why we feel that the sheer size of the electorate that an average Indian MP is supposed to represent may be seriously undermining representative democracy in India.